Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Again, this is Faraz Khan. I am here with you on Fresh Finance, Relationship, Education, Spirituality, and Health. These are the 5 pillars of sort of call that we're going over better, advice, better living in 2021. Today's topic, inshallah, that we're going to be covering is finance. F in Fresh stands for finance. Money matters. It's one of the more important things in our lives. And we can't ignore money issues. Otherwise, we have plenty of headaches that come with ignoring the money issues. So we're going to get started. I want to make sure that you have some notebook, some pen or paper, pencil that you are taking notes. And the first equation that I want you to write on financial success is this at the bottom. Money is not equal to happiness. I want you to remind yourself with that statement and remember this. Money is not equal to happiness. In a game of life, money and happiness are not synonyms. So that's the first step, and we're going to discuss a little bit more on money. Okay, and then next slide. At this time, I just wanted to clarify things. We have about 15 minutes or so. First of all, this is not a financial advice. Although I look like I'm dressed as a financial advisor today from Wall Street, but this is not a financial advice. Do your own research. You may not like what I have to say today. So I just want you to be aware, but just pay attention next 10, 15 minutes. Do not delay. That's number one. Take charge of your finance in 2021. And this is what it's all about. Taking charge, making sure you're doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. This is a reminder to myself and my family. And this is how we learn with each other. Consult with a financial advisor for personal finance. That's really the best advice I could give you. Everyone has different circumstances. Do what is best for you. And that's what I wanted to remind you about that. And now let's go into how Americans spend their money. And this is a big picture that I want you to be aware of. The biggest thing actually that they spend, where they spend their money is housing, 33%. Then the next big number is transportation, about 20%, and followed by food on the bottom. Food, and then car insurance, health insurance, healthcare, and other things. So these are the big items that you have to be aware of, obviously, if you haven't been. And question number one that's coming your way at this point. Are you ready? Write this down. How do people get in financial trouble? All right, let's find out what causes the problem, and then hopefully we are avoiding those problems. And if we find ourselves, many people who will find somewhere in their lives some financial trouble. And the idea here is not to get stuck on the problem. The idea here to work on a solution. Okay, so 80-20 rule. Yes, I may have a financial problem, or I may be going through a rough time, but it's not about just sticking with the problem, thinking about the problem, stressing yourself out with the problem. Rather, what is the solution, and how do I go and implement the solution? So first of all, if you are watching, you're just fresh out of college, you're still with your parents, looking to get married, earning money. This is I think ideal for you to find out more information about how to get a start. And not just how to get a start, how to get a good start on your finances. So number one, how people get in financial trouble: a house that they cannot afford. Okay? I won't comment after that. Number two, a car to show off. You have a family of 4 and you bought a sports car, and you don't have another car, a family car. What were you thinking? Okay, not you, but you over there, right? Or you over here. Number 3, out-of-state private college education, student loans, right? So you may have that, and that's how people just find themselves in that trouble. You have to go to college, you have to earn a degree. Does it have to be a private college? Does it have to be out of state? who's going to pay for it at the end of the day, right? Something to think about. Shopping without a budget. Buy now, pay later. That may be some trouble, right? Vacation on credit card. Not credit card companies are not your friends. Just reminding you about that. A wedding event that you remember and pay for decades, because nobody could forget those weddings that cost so much that you're paying, for decades later. So that's not a good plan on your financial. That's not a good financial plan, obviously. The other thing I wanted to mention, and this is moving forward, and this is not to bring you down, this is to raise you up and get you going. Here's the second question. But before the question, I want you to write this equation down. And that is, net worth is not equal to self-worth. Never measure yourself, or whatever people say is your net worth, does not measure up to your self-worth. You are more than what you earn. And believe it or not, don't let anybody play with mind games like, oh, this is what your credit card score is. No, you're always better than your credit card score, and you are capable of doing amazing stuff. And finance is just one part of your life, and we want to pay attention to it. We want to be able to make sure that we are taking care of our responsibilities, but don't forget that's one part of your life, not all of it. So number 2, a question for you. Write it down and come up with a list of answers. Maybe start planning for 2021. What are your financial goals? What are you trying to do? You're trying to earn, if you're trying to get married, if you have kids to go to college, you're just trying to take care of your family, but make sure you have it down. And some recreational time is good. Some fun time is good. Spending on other people is good. So you have to have some sort of plan where, you just don't give money or spend money when you think it's like a pain point at that point where you're like, oh man, I must do this. But how about let's plan ahead and say, if we plan ahead, we will do a better job of taking care of money and expenses and all these other things. So that's something to remember. And I'll give you something others have pointed out to me, and that is, question number 3. And write these questions down. And maybe perhaps I'm going too fast right now, but answer these questions, write these questions down, and come up with a plan. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make you think. Number 3, do you budget, save, invest? Do you do any of these things, or only spend? But where are you then financially? And if you look at the pyramid down below here, you're earning, right? That's the most amount, and your spending cannot, which is the next step in the pyramid, it cannot be more than you're earning. Right? Makes sense to people, right? You're saying this is common sense. Why are you telling me this? You're insulting my intelligence. But mind you, most people who are in trouble, that's not what they're following. They're spending more than they could earn, and they're not saving anything. On top of it, the top of capstone on that pyramid is saving. So you have to come up with a plan where, yes, you're earning and you have to spend, living expenses, but you have to be able to save as well. And when we talk about saving, we are also talking about investment. I'm not going to talk about 401k plan or pensions or any other securities and things like that, or the financial stocks and all these other things. I just want you to kind of talk about it, think about it, what is going on with your life and your financial status. And the idea again is to help you think through these things and to take them a little, pay attention to these things, because otherwise people who don't pay attention, they tend to find themselves in trouble, financially speaking. So what is the cost? Number 4, think about it. I want you to ask yourself, what is the cost of ignoring your finance? People say, well, you know what? This is such a hard subject or topic. I don't want to even think about it. So they try to ignore it. And then what happens? Stress, right? That's anxiety, all that stuff. People, there are many people I've heard that they have, prematurely they had heart attacks just because whatever financial circumstances they were in, they didn't really share it with their spouse, with their family, and it just, it was eating them from within. So be careful about that. Chase after the dollar bill 24/7, right? That's ignore financial planning and watch yourself run like a hamster in a cage trying to survive. You don't want to do that to yourself either. Family life becomes a nightmare for people who ignore their finances due to demand from other family members. And obviously, financial stress, and I have to share this with you, is the number one cause of divorce and monster kids. Yes, they both kind of, sometimes go together. There could be many reasons for it, but financial stress is number one cause. Also, know this. You become a liability looking for others to help you instead of helping others. If you find yourself to be someone receiving from others, write another chapter in your life. Get back up on your feet and then help others. This is the idea. The idea is, and if you happen to be in that situation where you need help from others, that's okay, but the idea is to be amongst those who are helping others. And if you find for a short while you were there, get up, get going, get back on your horse and ride, right? And take care of, right? Again, we were talking about some people are just, trying to swim. Some people are, drowning in the ocean. And there are others who are helping, saving lives. And so hopefully we're those people who are saving lives out there. Okay, I hope this is serving you. I hope this is helping you. And I want to make sure that you have something that would help you for some time. Okay, I have phone calls coming. Okay, right. Next one, finance. Just ageless financial wisdom. Very, very quickly. Spend less than you earn. A lot of people say, this is simple. It's not as simple as you think. Spend less than you earn. Save some more. Take care of your needs first and be disciplined about what you want. Your people, they often mix up needs and wants. And so take a look, put it on paper. If you have to make a decision sometimes, is this a good thing for me? Put it on paper and think it through. Avoid debt, especially young people, avoid debt. It's so much easy to get into debt and thinking that, I'll pay it off later. And it's 10 times harder to pay it off, as you think that I could take care of it. No, it's not easy. Invest your savings, budget for big items, obviously. Keep emergency funds for an emergency. The financial advisors, they talk about, and I'll share some of the books with you. They say at least 6 months, if possible, keep emergency funds. And beware of credit cards, okay? Young people, old people, credit card companies are not your friends. Just sharing it with you. Okay, and these are some of the books on personal finance. You could look at it. The 2 books in bold are the ones actually 3 books. Back to Basics by Eric Tyson, Susie Arman's Action Plan, and then Financial Peace by Dave Ramsey. Those are 2 or 3 personal finance books I would highly recommend. Get those books and read up on them if you haven't had a chance to really understand personal finance. It's a really big topic. Take care of it. 2021 is a good time to do financial planning. And Fresh Finance, we start with the first one, and we're going to get better finance, relationship, education, spirituality, and health. This is one of the first few, and I wish you well and make dua for you and all the best, inshallah. Thank you again. We'll be back Tuesday with another program, 12 o'clock. Assalamu alaikum.